Hi friends, it's Terri Gaines, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. In this video tutorial, I'm going to share a card created with the Charming Day bundle. This bundle is part of the July 2025 online exclusives, which will be available starting July 1st. As demonstrators, we can pre-order the product. It is one of 3 suites that will be available, and there are many other additional bundles and standalone product available. July 1, I will have this flyer on my blog post and in the lower section of all further blog posts, so you can see all of the different available products. So I'm going to give you all the details on to create this card. I do have some of the work done ahead of time, but I will explain exactly what I did ahead of time. As I mentioned, I'm going to be using the Charming Days bundle. The stamp set has 8 images. The dies have 8 images. Together, they work beautifully. Together, they're bundled to a 10% savings. Stamp set, these 3 images can be cut out with the dies, plus you have these 5 sentiments and these 5 standalone dies. I'm going to be working with these 2 dies, and then I've also stamped Happy Birthday ahead of time. I also have some additional product that I'm using, so I'll explain that as I go through. We're going to start from the card base up. So for the card base, I'm using the Very Vanilla. I have this cardstock cut in half, which would be 8.5 by 5.5, and I've already folded it in half and burnished it with my bone folder. I'm going to put a subtle layer on here. I do have my prototype to show you where I use designer series paper. But when I made my prototype, I thought, oh, this would be really pretty with just a subtle background. So what I have here is Very Vanilla cardstock, and I've texturized this. I use these these embossing folders. You get both of them together. They're called Glass and Gardens, and I do want to let you know, I just got my email notification. They are back in stock. Stampin' Up, when a product is not available, you can sign up to be emailed and notified. I just got an email. They're back in stock. So these are part of a suite that's currently available. They're part of the May 2025 online exclusives, one of the suites. And I do want to let you know there's only a few days left of our suite and suite product sale, which ends June 30th. If you buy one suite product, this would be a suite product, you get the second one 50% off. So let's say you purchase the coordinating. Now I do know that dies are not available that coordinate with this bundle unless they also became available today. But in saying that, if you purchased 2 items, this least expensive item will be 50% off. If you have 4 items on your order form that are either a suite or suite products, the 2 lower price items will be 50% off. So just FYI on that. And what I did was I cut that to be 2 inches in length, and I'm going to adhere this to that card base. So as I mentioned, I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. So I'm going to put my adhesive on the back side of this, and I have this cut 2 inches wide, and it's 5.5 in height. So it is the very same height as the card base. What I like to do is bring in my Simply Scoring tool for the wall. I could also use my paper trimmer, has a little wall on it, but I like pushing the card base up to the wall. Then I can take this, hold on to this, take this edge, push it up to the wall without having the adhesive adhere, and then let that adhesive adhere. That helps me get flush here. It can be, if it's cut the same, it's even here. If not, you can just take it to your paper trimmer and cut that. That just helps me get all of that more level or even. Now the next two layers, these are cut out of out of Very Vanilla, and I use the Nested Essential dies. I use the 2 largest one and cut those out. Now I'm going to add some color to these, and I'm going to do that with Stampin' Blends. I am going to be using the Petal Pink Light and Dark. So what I'm going to do, and you could add color using your ink pads, you can use a sponge, the sponge dauber, but I'm going to add with my blends. I'm going to just take my blends and color the edge. I'm holding it more flat. I don't want to distort the nice brush tip that we have on the blend. So I'm just adding some color to the inside portion of this, just laying that flat. As I mentioned, you could also accomplish this with sponging or even the blending brushes. Then I'm going to take the dark petal pink and just kind of go over the very edge. Now this is not going to be even. I'm not trying to get an exact line. I'm just trying to get a little bit of blending with the darker on the edge and the lighter on the inside. It does not have to be perfect, and that's not the intent with this. Now when I add that, I just have a subtle, just different shading on there. So I'm going to adhere these two together with adhesive. So I'm going to bring my silicone craft mat in. I always put adhesive on the smaller of the two layers that are getting adhered together. And then I can look for equal spacing on all four sides and adhere that. Now I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. So I'm going to take the dimensionals, put them on the back. And in this case, I'm just going to put 5. That should be sufficient. They're really strong. And if this label was larger, any larger, I would put more in the middle, but I think that's going to be just fine. Now I'm going to offset this a little bit to the right, and that's my next layer. So the floral images I'm going to put on here are with these two dies, as I mentioned. And can you see the detail that you get on those dies? So what I did was I cut this one out of Very Vanilla. You can kind of see in the back, and I colored it in with the light mossy meadow. So that's going to be the greenery for this card. And then for the floral part, my prototype, I just used Very Vanilla cardstock, but I decided that I wanted this to have some dimension to it. So I decided to do my next card using the foam adhesive sheets. These are pre-cut to about 4.5 by 4 1/4, and you get 6 of these in a package. Now there's a foam, there's adhesive backing on both sides. You just pick one side, it doesn't matter which side, and we're going to peel that off. But before we peel that off, you need your cardstock cut the very same size. So this is 4.5 by 4 1/4. Now I'm going to bring my Simply Scoring tool in because I'm going to use the wall to do this. So I have my adhesive backing. I'm going to peel that off. I'm going to have the adhesive up, put this in the corner. I'm going to make sure that I'm putting the right, did I cut this the right size? Yeah, I think it's this. We'll see how I did. I think I cut it the right size. So I have a little bit of wall there. What I'm going to do is put this up against the wall without touching the adhesive. I'm going to push it up to the wall on the side, get the corner in there. At the same time, I'm holding that adhesive so it doesn't shift. That way I can get that cardstock on this. That's how I do it. Now that we have this all assembled, how you use this is you bring in your cutting plates. So my cut and emboss machine has these platforms. It tells me if I'm die cutting. I have platform 1, platform 2. I have a clear plate, which is platform 3. Then I put the material I'm going to cut. Adhesive side is down, cardstock side is up. Then you put your die. Then you put this. Even with the adhesive foam, that is your combination. So I'm going to take this sandwich, bring my die cutting machine in, and open that up. Let's see, let's move this all over so we can get these to open up. And the sandwich here, I'm not going to hold it down with the Post-it note because I think I've got it right where I want it to be. Now, as you go and cut this, it squishes everything. Instead of going all the way in, I just back out. That way it's just less cranking and it gives it another pass through, which is not going to hurt anything. So we have that, and let me show you what happens here. So I haven't done it this way. I've used this many times. I've not cut this die with it yet. but I'm pretty confident it's going to turn out just like I want it to. And now I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and you have these holes that will help you pop out the die cut image. And I have all of these little openings here. Now some stayed in here. Now keep in mind this is an adhesive backed foam. So I'm going to eliminate these as soon as possible, put them in the trash bin off to the side here because they're going to stick to everything. So I clean that out. Now what you can do is take these out if you want to ahead of time. I'm going to go ahead and do that because what I'm going to do next is color this. And this is just going to add some dimension to the project. I just thought this would be pretty if it was popped up. See, those little adhesive things are sticking everywhere. So I have a little trash bin on the side I'm putting them into right away. If I can get them off my fingers. There we go. Now I have this. Now keep in mind there's backing on there yet, so you're not seeing through that. Now you can keep using this until you have used up all those areas. Now I'm going to bring my blends back in and color this. I'm going to take the light and I'm going to color this very vanilla cardstock. Now if I used a colored cardstock, I would get the flower already cut out of the cardstock, but I want that just, I don't know, variegated type look. I don't want it to be just a solid image. I just wanted the subtleness. So now I'm going to just bring in the dark. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to bring in the dark and just maybe put a little bit on the outside of the flower. And I still want to keep it nice and subtle. And this is just a personal choice. How much color do you want to add to it? Where do you want to add the color? There's no wrong way to do this. And however it turns out, it's going to be beautiful. I know it. So I have that colored in. Now I can peel this backing off, and it should peel off all those open ends. Put that in the trash. And then I have, oops, before I go there, I got to adhere that greenery down. So you know what I'm going to do? I want to make sure I got a little sliver of a layer in there. So I'm going to pick up that greenery to hide it behind here. I don't want the green to show through that opening, so I just made sure it attached just there. But that's not enough to hold it, so we need to put some mini glue dots on there. So it's kind of tough to tuck it underneath the flower once you have the flower attached. So I'm going to just turn everything upside down so the adhesive is all up on the top, and I don't need to put a mini glue dot behind every leaf, but I'm going to put one behind the top one and just a couple of the bottom ones. There we go. Well, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. I think that top one's going to hang over the edge. Let's get that guy off. They're really sticky. Let's just put them on the 3 bottom ones, okay? That's going to be plenty to hold that down. They're super sticky. Now we have this. And as I mentioned, that top one might hang over the top, and it's going to. And there we have. I just love how that turned. So I put a mini glue dot behind those 3. That's sufficient. And there we have a beautiful subtle card. Now I did share with you that I did do this card ahead of time with a designer series paper. And this is how the card looks if you add designer series paper. And as I mentioned, I decided that I wanted to try the same layout and pop this up. And this one's a lower. And I wanted just to do the designer series, or I'm sorry, the embossed folder. So these are created with the Charming Days bundle. And I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you if you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you would like any of the product, as I mentioned, the new product will be available July 1st, but these embossing folders are currently available. Reach out if you have any questions. Take care and happy creating.